Hey Maniacs, it is Henya and welcome to another video. Today I am going to do a bit of a different video that I've never done before, thus I am very excited. I wanted to share with you guys some meal prep ideas I've been having lately. Now that I'm back in Israel and I have like an apartment and a life and I don't travel all the time, I can actually make myself some food and leave it in the fridge and just eat it whenever I want to. So I am very happy for that, very appreciative of that, and I decided to make a few recipes from things I bought in my previous food haul. So I thought I could share that with you guys so you can have some recipe ideas if you want to meal prep. And like honestly, this is kind of technically a meal prep, but I don't really like organize everything in boxes because I don't have boxes yet. Also, I was aiming for a bit Mediterranean, Israeli style cooking. Like this is kind of what I'm used to eating back home, like lentils and stuff and tahini and cauliflower and stuff like that. So I hope you guys like that. And without further ado, if you guys are ready, let's get this video started.
It's the henyamania.
Breakfast, I don't have any overnight oats to show you guys. I'm literally just having cornflakes every single day. I have it with vanilla soy milk and I just love it. Like I don't need to prepare that in advance. It's so easy and simple and I just have it every day. Alright, so the first dish I'm making today is majadra rice. All we're gonna need is some lentils, rice, and some spices. I'm putting 1 cup of lentils in a pot with tons and tons and tons of water. I cook this for about 20 minutes or so until they're soft and like, you know, they seem cooked and ready to be eaten. After that, I'm straining the lentils and I put them back into the pot. To that, I add a cup of rice, whichever rice you like, and 2 cups of water. At this point, you can already add some salt, some spices, anything you like. I put a ton of oil and a whole heap of cumin as well. I also love soup powder and soup broth, or however you call that in English, and a shit ton of salt because that's me. Thumb up this video if you're addicted to salt like I am. I give this a big stir and I put it back on the stove. I cook this for about 15 minutes. I put a timer on. I turn off the stove. I let it sit for another 5 minutes. This has to be exact, trust me. And then open the lid and just fluff it with a fork. That's kind of how you do it. And mind you, the fluffing part is extremely important. Now, usually you would have majadra rice with some fried onion, but I'm trying to like eat a bit healthier. So we're gonna be doing something a bit different. We're gonna be making some cauliflower with tahini, which is absolutely delicious. All you need is a cauliflower and some tahini and a lemon, and we're gonna be washing up the cauliflower and cutting it up into little pieces, and then even if you like, you can just break those pieces to smaller pieces. We're gonna be putting it in a bowl and adding some salt and oil. That's basically all you need, and place it in a baking tray. Now I put this in my toaster oven for about 20 minutes on like the highest heat, I guess, and I make sure to flip them halfway with my Khaleesi powers, because why use a fork when you can actually do it with your fingers, you know? And now it is time for my favorite part of this meal, which is the tahini, obviously. All you're gonna need is just a bunch of tahini. Just pour some into a bowl, however much you like. Put in some salt and lemon juice. The more the merrier, but I just don't have enough lemons, to be honest. And I start mixing it around and then adding some water as I go. The idea is to mix it around until the consistency is as shown in this video. And that is how you know your tahini is perfect. If it looks like this, then it is perfect, my friend. Well done. It takes practice, but it is worth it. Then I just put the cauliflower in the tahini and just let it sit there. It's probably better to do it when the cauliflower is hot, but I mean, I just didn't have enough time. And then just have those two together. I promise you the combination is so good, it's gonna flip your mind. Next, we're going to be making a couscous salad, which is honestly one of my latest favorites. It is probably the best way I found to add some more greens into my diet, so I highly suggest you to try this option out. Now mind you, I I don't really like to leave salads in the fridge for too long, so I just have this for like a couple of days and just eat the rest of the options for the rest of the week. Now, couscous honestly is a life hack. You just pour some hot water on it. Doesn't even need cooking. So any of you who live in the dorms or anything, or doesn't even have a stove or whatever, then this is the perfect option for you. Basically, just cook the couscous according to what it says on the package. Every couscous is different, but the idea is to cover the couscous with hot water and just have a little bit extra water on the top. Cover it and let it sit for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you have to open the lid up and fluff it with a fork. Just like we did with the manjadra, you do it with the couscous as well. Trust me, it is a vital and necessary part of the cooking process. After that, we're just gonna be cutting up a salad. I'm gonna be using a tomato and a cucumber, some pomegranate if you have any. It is so good in the salad. Some parsley, and obviously mint, which is gonna take this dish to a whole other level. So just make sure you cut up as much greens as you possibly can. You hardly even feel them and they add so much, so never think there's too much greens in a salad like this. Another life hack for those of you who love salads: put the salt first on the tomatoes. It extracts the liquids out of the tomato and it just makes it so tomatoey and nice and delicious. So definitely give that a try. I'm also adding a bunch of walnuts to the salad because it just adds a nice texture and it has like some good fatty acids in there. Obviously, don't forget to put some lemon and olive oil, because what is a salad without olive oil? I don't know. So now, after we fluffed our couscous very carefully, we're gonna be placing it in our vegetable bowl and give it a really good mix. And last but not least, you add in the pomegranate seeds. Honestly, this is probably my favorite recipe of this video. Next, we are going to be making some buckwheat. All you Russians, I know you're gonna love this. I don't know why, but buckwheat is not really a thing in a lot of countries, and it's not that much of a thing here in Israel, but Russian people have taught me the secret of buckwheat, and I am since forever grateful. So we're just gonna be using a cup of buckwheat. We're gonna be adding some soup broth to that, some olive oil, and maybe a bit of salt. I add 1.5 cups of water to that and let it cook for 15 minutes exactly. And with that, we're gonna be making my favorite ever tofu, which is fried marinated tofu. I honestly love this so much. I've been making this for years. So I'm just cutting up some tofu into little pieces like these. For the sauce, I'm just adding some soy sauce and date syrup. I'm sure maple syrup or other vegan honey substitutes would work in this case. And then I'm just adding some water to that, preferably hot to melt the date syrup, but I mean, it's not mandatory. And then we just soak the tofu in there for however long we possibly can. If you leave the tofu in there for 24 hours, trust me, it comes out delicious. But even if you don't, even if you leave it for like 10 minutes, it can still come out good. So I'm just adding some olive oil into a pan and let it warm up, and then I'm adding my tofu bits in there. I let it fry up and crust up a little bit before I add in the sauce. You can add the sauce if you haven't left the tofu in the sauce for a long time, which I didn't, because who has time, like, honestly. But if you happen to soak the tofu for a long time, you don't have to do that part. I just noticed that it helps it absorb like more flavors. And yeah, just flip it over when the liquids have kind of evaporated and soaked up into the chickpea. Why did I say chickpea? I meant tofu. All I can think about is hummus, honestly, God help me. And that is it. Super delicious. You can have it with your buckwheat, you can have it with your salad, you can make sandwiches with it, you can have it with cauliflower, you can have it with tahini, you can literally have it with anything. It is so good. As for snacks, I am obsessed with persimmons lately. I just bought a whole bunch of them from the market. I'm so grateful they're back in season. I'm literally obsessed with them. They're like one of my top 3 favorite fruits. So when I feel like a snack, I would just snack on these because I have so many to finish up. Sometimes I would have it with some soy yogurt. I just bought a few of those from the grocery store as well. Alright guys, that is it for this meal prep sort of kind of video. Hope you guys have enjoyed seeing all these recipes that I made up from my previous food haul video. If you guys haven't watched my previous food haul video, definitely clink the link in the description down below, and you can get a general idea of kind of what I eat in a week and what I buy to like feed myself as a proper adult. Did I just call myself a proper adult? I'm definitely not a proper adult. I hope this video gave you guys some ideas and inspiration to kind of like meal prep for yourselves, some Mediterranean vegan food. And if you're not vegan already, definitely consider going vegan, because it is the best lifestyle for the animals, for your body, and for our environment. Who wouldn't want to hit all the spots basically? So if you enjoyed this type of video, definitely click that like button. Let me know by clicking that like button so I know if you guys are interested in me making more of these. Also leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. If you guys are interested in more of my recipes, I have 2 ebooks full of recipes for you guys, fully vegan and delicious, so definitely check them out. The link is in the description as well, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.